of Senator Kajwang in terms of accountability or ensuring a fiduciary responsibility. But Mr. Speaker, today's report is really an affirmation that this House has got enough powers to be able to ensure accountability. Mr. Speaker, I've listened to the report carefully, and when I think about what is happening today with the governors, I want to remind all of us that we have so much powers, yet most of us do not utilize the powers that we have. And if colleagues from both sides of the aisle can be able to reflect back on the constitutional powers that this House have or has, which are quite limited on when we can be able to apply them to ensure accountability, the time is now, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what is happening today is that there is a club called the Council of Governors who are attempting to overthrow this government. They are attempting to define their unity as, instead of it being intergovernmental cooperation, but as a collective impunity, Mr. Speaker. When you speak to any of the governors out there, they quickly say there's a decision by the Council of Governors. Let us demystify what is this Council of Governors. The distinguished senator from Homa Bay came here and presented impunity in all the 47 counties. Clearly indicated that these governors, some of them who used to live in apartments in Parklands and Pangani, but are now driving $200,000 cars. They are living in manicured mansions. But when you ask them to account for monies that, it is not the Senate that comes out and say that they have misappropriated the funds. It is the Auditor General. They say the Council of Governors has taken this position, and if I appear before the Senate, it will now be seen as if I am going against a collective duty. Mr. Speaker, I want to remind this House, and I want to welcome all of us to go back and read Section 18 and Section 19 of our Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act. While at it, I'd like to remind all of us to take the Constitution and read Article 226, subsection 5, and Article 125 of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, I listened to the distinguished senator from Homa Bay. Although I agree partly with some of their recommendations, there are some that I do not agree with. The part that I do not agree with, and I would not be shy but to say, is that you've already summoned someone. The Constitution under Article 125 gives you the same powers as a High Court. Section 19 and Section 18, Section 18 of the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act outlines the procedure of witnessing or of inviting a witness and also summoning. And it spells out clearly and says, if a witness who has been summoned fails to appear or appears but does not satisfy the committee, there are consequences. Yet again, you come out and say, let's give them 30 days to be able to appear. For what? So that they can go out there and try to overthrow the sovereignty of this House. Or so that they can go out there and try to define what check and balances are. I want to invite you, my colleagues, that the time is now for us to utilize the tool, which is the most powerful tool that we have. We failed to pass the Division of Revenue Bill. We failed to pass CARA. Let's not send money to the counties if they cannot account for that money. That is the only time that will ensure accountability in this country. Otherwise, when you come here and you say we are giving you 30 days, or DPP, if you talk to DPP will tell you clearly that I cannot move unless ESCC carries out its task. Come on, guys, wake up. You guys are legislators. You know the law. You know our strength, and our strength is only on the Division of Revenue as well as CARA. If you are going to say, okay, fair enough, we will pass the Division of Revenue. Stop sending money to the counties. That is the only time that these guys will recognize the fact that when they leave office, the day they leave office like this, immediately Article 2265 will follow them. So if you are serious on the issue of accountability, I want to urge 30 seconds, please.
Add him 30 seconds.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much. If you are serious about holding